Zayne is one of Love and Deepspace's most complex characters. But what if his story didn't start now, but in ancient myth? He isn't just a dreamy love interest, but a divine figure torn from the pages of mythology. A dream shaper, a memory keeper, a fate bound messenger, a divine emissary stuck between fate and heart. I'm Princess Farron, and in this second entry of Love and Deep Space and Myth, we're diving into the world of Greek mythology to ask, is Zayne our modern Morpheus? Or something even more powerful, someone with the ability to change fate? Get ready, Zayne girlies and all Love and Deep Space fans. Let's travel through the Deep Space Tunnel across space and time in search of echoes that will help us to better understand who Zayne is and where he is going. First of all, for anyone who may watch this and not be familiar with our cold at first sight, warm-hearted at second sight doctor, who is Zayne? Well, Zayne is a bit hard to define because he is a very complex character. Star student, bold researcher, dedicated doctor. He is mysterious, distant, gentle yet tormented with a super sweet tooth. He is deeply connected to the Fractal Library, an interdimensional archive where the fates of worlds and different timelines are preserved. As a matter of fact, Zayne is actually supposed to become its administrator, although he refuses that role. And that's one of the reasons he is haunted by dreams, by another self, and by the divine being Astra. I don't know if you agree, but all these aren't just fantasy traits and facts. They are echoes of something older and mythic, something of the realm of gods. Stick with me because the parallels get even weirder and more beautiful. There are many types of gods, and they express themselves in various ways. Some gods speak not through thunder, but through dreams. Morpheus was the Greek god who shaped the dreams of mortals. And in order to do so, do you know what he did? He wore their faces. He moved like them. He whispered to kings in their sleep. Zayne doesn't just dream. He sees another self, a version of him, bound to duty, bound to death, bound to fate. This isn't just symbolism. It's his Morpheus side, the shapeshifter who carries truth in disguise. Just as Zayne in Love and Deep Space, Morpheus is a fascinating figure in Greek mythology, often misunderstood or overshadowed by more prominent gods. Symbolically, he plays a very important role. Morpheus' name comes from the Greek word morphe, meaning form or shape, which reflects precisely his power to appear in dreams as any human figure. Just as Zayne is the devoted son to his parents, so is Morpheus towards his family. His uncle was Thanatos, god of death, his grandmother, Nyx, goddess of the night, and his father, Hypnos, or Somnus for the Romans, the god of sleep, was seen as both good and evil. As for his mother, she was Pasithea, the deity of relaxation and hallucinations. Morpheus also had siblings, and together with them, they were deemed the Oneiroi, responsible for bringing different types of dreams to mortals. As we've seen, Morpheus brought dreams in human form. Phobetor brought nightmares taking the form of huge and scary animals. Phantasos brought the fake and illusory dreams, and Icalos created the true dreams, making them more realistic. Amongst the Oneiroi, Morpheus was the most important, precisely because he could mimic any human and was therefore often entrusted with delivering divine messages through dreams. Do you see the similarities too? I'll just leave this passage from Ovid's Metamorphoses so you can take a look. Morpheus is literally the god of dreams, and Zayne is tormented by dreams of another self. This echoes the way dreams often reveal a hidden or dual identity. Zayne, as a doctor, fights to save lives. Dawnbreaker Zayne fights to take out the lives of wanderers, which is very in line with the classical myth and shows just how much of a complex character our Doctor is. When Zayne's other self, the Dawnbreaker, is imbued with a mission to kill those turning into monsters, that reflects the transformative power of dreams. Like, have you ever thought about how dreams can bring clarity, destruction, or even reveal truths otherwise hidden in waking life? Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had a dream that felt like a warning? If so, do share it. I'm curious to know. Anyway, as far as Zayne is concerned, I believe his dream self, Dawnbreaker Zayne, could be his Morphean aspect, mirroring Morpheus' shape-shifting nature. Zayne is a bearer of painful truths whose duality echoes Morpheus' existence on the border between life and death, real and unreal. As we've seen before, an even stronger connection is that they both are meant to act as emissaries of the divine. The two Zayne myths that have been released so far clearly show that. And Morpheus is not just a dream giver, he is also a messenger of the gods, especially in some retellings where he delivers divine messages to mortals through dreams, making him a conduit between the gods and humanity. His dreams can be both pleasant and terrifying, and he is known to influence the dreams of kings, heroes, and ordinary people alike. Zayne, being chosen to act as an emissary for the divine will of Astra, places him directly in a Morpheus-like role, a go-between for mortals and the divine, working in liminal or surreal spaces. Tell me if you agree with me on this. I see them both as intermediaries between the mortal and the divine, with burdens tied to revelation, prophecy, and especially fate. We all know how Zayne tries to fight it.
But I don't believe in it.
Now, I would like to mention another interesting connection between the God of Dreams Morpheus and Dr. Zayne. While shaping dreams of mortals as he wished, and visited countless bedrooms, Morpheus slept in a cave full of poppy seeds in his dream world. I'm not sure if you know this, but in ancient Greece, poppy seeds were used as a painkiller and had intense drowsiness as a side effect. So when the morphine drug, also known as morphium, an opium-based medication for severe pain, was created, Morpheus' name was used due to his sleep-inducing powers and associations. Which makes all the sense since Zayne is a doctor. So another connection here. One last thing about Morpheus that's worth noting is that he was supposedly one of the busiest deities, so he didn't have a known wife in Greek mythology, according to some, because other interpretations, however, tied him with Iris. Iris, the personification of the rainbow and a fellow messenger of the gods. So tell me, are you like me? Do you also see our MC as a little ray of sunshine that brings color, warmth, and joy to Zayne's life? Even hope? Like she is the rainbow that appears after the dark clouds fade away. Associating her with Iris would not be far-fetched at all, in my opinion. And here I'd also like to talk about another Greek mythological figure. Long before ink and paper, memory had the guardian. Her name was Mnemosyne, the Titan goddess of remembrance and memory. She was born from Gaia, Earth, and Uranus, the sky. And for 9 nights she lay with Zeus, giving birth to the 9 muses. For example, muses like Calliope, the muse of epic poetry, Cleo, of history, and Thalia, muse of comedy and pastoral poetry. And we all know a certain Thalia quite well, am I right, Raphael's Hunt? I just had to mention that. But anyway, Mnemosyne was more than a mother. Meme in Greek means memory or remembrance, and Mnemosyne allowed humans to maintain their stories and history before there was a written method to do so. She was the keeper of a secret spring in the underworld, the waters of memory, believed to run parallel to the river Lethe in Hades, or the underworld. Those who drank from it could recall their past lives. They could remember truth even after death. Most souls were made to drink from Lethe, the river of forgetfulness, but the worthy, they were allowed to remember. Now think about that. Imagine remembering everything, even after death. Would you want that? Other versions mention that people who seek direction could offer gifts to Mnemosyne so they could remember their dreams, which would show glimpses of the future. Just like Zayne, when he is in the library, can access all those books and see innumerable possibilities of the past and also the future. So if Morpheus is the architect of dreams and Mnemosyne is the guardian of memory, then Zayne is the one caught between them, the dreamer and the witness. He is in a space where time folds, identities blur, and the past, present, and future exist in fragments. In mythic terms, this is known as a liminal archetype, a space of transformation where the old identity dissolves and the new one hasn't yet fully formed. This liminal space isn't just physical, it's psychological, spiritual. It exists between the known and the unknown, the mundane and the sacred. And Zayne lives in that in between the Doctor and Dawnbreaker, between free will and fate, between being a mortal man and a divine emissary. That's why his choices feel so heavy. That's why his silence says more than his words. He's not just deciding who to be, he's deciding what to become. And that might sound like pure myth until we realize that Zayne is supposed to guard a library where the memories of entire worlds are written. Like Mnemosyne's waters, Zayne's library isn't just for storing knowledge. It protects the essence of people and choices. And just like in myth, not everyone is allowed access. In some versions of the myths, monsters guard the gates of the river of memory. In Zayne's world, the guardian is Astra, and the mysterious white-haired boy who showed up in the Death and Rebirth update. If you remember the Foreseer Zayne myth, the books in the library, as well as the jasmines in the alternate world or book realm, it's clear to see that the fractal library is more than knowledge. It's memory itself, of worlds, of choices, of what was and what could be. Like Mnemosyne, he isn't just a keeper of facts, he's the guardian of fate, a master of fate. So, from everything that's been revealed until now, we can see that Zayne is stepping into a role that echoes Mnemosyne herself. He isn't just a librarian, he's being shaped into a divine recorder of fates, a filter of worlds, an arbiter. He is assuming his role as something divine, a living archive of a multiverse of possibility and fate. A librarian of a place where the memories of entire worlds are written into books and hidden from the unworthy, protected by divine rules. I don't know about you, but when I read about Mnemosyne, I thought her myth had so many connections to Zayne that I just had to include her in this video. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you see all the connections? The similarities? And we didn't mention this yet. What about Zayne's apparent coldness? The north wind blows without mercy, and Boreas, the god of the north wind, was unpredictable. Fierce, cold, divine. He came swiftly, bringing storms and change. He represents chilling clarity and inescapable force. Zayne, often associated with snow and a certain emotional distance, carries that same wind of fate energy, icy, unapproachable, divine. Because there is a part of Zayne that isn't gentle, a part that freezes, that judges, that does what must be done, even if it hurts, like a true Grim Reaper. This is his Boreas side, the one that carries out fated justice, no matter the emotional cost. However, Boreas is also known for his fierce and unpredictable nature, often causing destruction with his wind. Doesn't that just remind you of Zayne when he starts losing control of his ice evil? Remember when he lost control and hurt MC as a child? Like Boreas, even love can freeze into something sharp. But just like the North Wind, he also brings clarity, a sudden end to illusions. Zayne, he's not just a love interest. He's not just a doctor. He's like Morpheus, the Dream Shaper. He's Mnemosyne's heir, the guardian of memory. He's Boreas, the cold wind of fate. Isolated, Zayne walks between worlds, between identities and destinies. And maybe that's what makes him so compelling. He isn't just delivering dreams, he's trying to rewrite them. He reminds us that even in dreams, or especially in dreams, truth can be painful. Memory can hurt as much as the loss of it. And fate doesn't always ask for permission. So, the next time you see him in the game, when he hesitates, when he gazes at you with that soft ache in his eyes, ask yourself, is he holding back because of fear? Or because he already knows how the story ends? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which mythological figure do you think Zayne reflects the most? And let me know if you've noticed any dream, memory, or myth parallels that I might have missed. Do you feel closer to him? Or more haunted by the weight he carries? Let me know. Also, if you enjoyed this dive into dreams and divinity, don't forget to like, share your fellow Zayne girlies, and subscribe for more cosmic lore, mythology deep dives, and heartbreak in the stars of Love and Deepspace. This is Princess Farron signing out. Take care and good gaming. Bye bye.